Welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Televiziya with the most important events of the day. I am Ayana Ghazada. President Ilham Aliyev received a delegation of heads of member institutions of the Arab Coordination Group on November 5th.
The delegation included Mohammed Suleiman Al-Jasseri, chairman of the Islamic Development Bank Group, Abdul Hamid Al-Khalifa, president of the OPEC Fund, Mohammed Saif Al-Suwaidi, director general of the Abu Dhabi Fund for Development and chairman of the executive committee of the Abu Dhabi Experts Office, Sultan Abdul Rahman Al-Marshad, chief executive officer of the Saudi Fund for Development, and Walid Al-Bahar, acting director general of the Kuwait Fund for Arab Economic Development. President Ilham Aliyev highly appreciated the intention of the member institutions of the Arab Coordination Group to support projects related to the development of social infrastructure in Azerbaijan, particularly at a time when the country is carrying out large-scale restoration and construction works in Qarabağ and East Zengezur. The head of state emphasized that these initiatives further expand the fraternal and friendly relations with the financial institutions as well as with the countries and peoples they represent. Noting that major infrastructure projects in Azerbaijan have already been completed, President Ilham Aliyev highlighted the implementation of state programs in water supply, transport and other areas and stressed that new state programs in various directions will also be adopted in the future. On behalf of the delegation, Mohammed Suleiman Al-Jasseri expressed gratitude to the head of state for the reception and shared his deep impressions of his visit to the liberated Qarabağ, including the city of Shusha, praising the large-scale reconstruction efforts underway. During the conversation, the sides held a successful and fruitful cooperation between Azerbaijan and the member institutions of the Arab Coordination Group, discussed the favorable investment and business environment of the country, and exchange views on prospects for future cooperation and the implementation of joint projects.
The 8th China International Import Expo has opened in Shanghai, China. The event is a major national-level exhibition in China and aims to promote the entry of foreign products and services into the Chinese market. More than 155 countries take part in the exhibition. Azerbaijani delegation led by Deputy Prime Minister Shahin Mustafayev attended the exhibition. At Shanghai Expo, Azerbaijan is represented this year by two pavilions, national and corporate.
In 9 months of this year, Azerbaijan-China turnover increased by 28%, exceeding $3.4 billion. This is a very important number and volume. I think this figure will continue to rise because there is great mutual interest. Chinese companies, Chinese delegations continuously visit Azerbaijan. About 40 big projects are implemented by Chinese companies in Azerbaijan. At the same time, Azerbaijani companies are also active in the Chinese markets. We're taking important steps to diversify non-oil import.
November 5, 2020. On the 40th day of the Patriotic War, our glorious army inflicted heavy blows on the enemy forces. The headquarters of the 7th Mountain Rifle Regiment of the Armenian Armed Forces, stationed in the village of Tonashen, barracks, vehicles loaded with ammunition and other military infrastructure were destroyed by the artillery strikes. Let's recollect the events which unfolded on the 40th day of the Patriotic War.
5 years ago, the combat operations continued mainly in Aghdara and Khojavand directions of the front with varying intensity. The enemy was forced to retreat with casualties among personnel and military vehicles in some areas of the front. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham Aliyev, was interviewed by the Spanish FA news agency. As a result of the operation carried out by the units of the Azerbaijani army in the Tartar direction of the front, the enemy's military infrastructure was seriously damaged. The headquarters of the 7th Mountain Rifle Regiment of the 10th Mountain Rifle Division of the Armenian Armed Forces, stationed in the village of Tonashen, barracks, vehicles loaded with ammunition, and other military infrastructure were destroyed by precise artillery strikes. The units of the Azerbaijani army ambushed and destroyed the batteries of the 41st Artillery Regiment of the Armenian Armed Forces. As a result of enemy provocations, 92 civilians were killed and 404 people were injured. Moreover, 2,971 houses, 100 residential buildings and 502 civilian facilities were damaged as a result of Armenia's military aggression.
According to the results of the election held on November 4th in New York, Democratic Party candidate Zohran Mamdani has been elected mayor of the city. According to CBS, he received 50.4% of the vote. His opponents, independent candidate Andrew Cuomo and Republican Curtis Leva, garnered 41.6% and 7.1% respectively. Zohran Mamdani will become the youngest mayor of New York since 1892, as well as the first Muslim and person of African descent to hold this office.
The working people of New York have been told.
That was all for today. Thanks for being with us. Goodbye.